What if modern science is only now discovering what the Bible revealed thousands of years ago? Long before telescopes, satellites, microscopes, or laboratories ever existed, the Bible made powerful statements about the universe, the earth, and even the human body. These were not poetic guesses written after scientific discovery. They were words recorded more than 3,000 years ago, in a world with no modern technology, no space travel, and no advanced medical knowledge. Yet today, scientists are confirming many of these same truths through observation, experimentation, and discovery. This is not about replacing faith with science, and it is not about turning scripture into a science textbook. It is about something deeper. Because when science finally catches up to what scripture has already said, it forces us to pause and ask an uncomfortable but fascinating question. How did they know? For most of human history, people believed the earth rested on something physical. Ancient civilizations imagined the world balanced on the back of a giant turtle, supported by massive pillars, or held up by mythical beings. These ideas were passed down through stories and traditions, accepted without question. But deep within the pages of the Bible, written around 1500 years before Christ, is a statement that quietly defies all of those ancient beliefs. In the book of Job, we are told that God suspends the earth over nothing. Think about that for a moment. The earth hanging over nothing. No pillars. No foundation. No visible support. Just space. At a time when humans had no concept of gravity, no understanding of orbital motion, and no idea that space even existed, Scripture described the earth as freely suspended. Today, modern astronomy confirms exactly this. The earth floats in space, held in place not by physical structures, but by gravitational forces that were only mathematically described thousands of years later. Satellites orbit it. Spacecraft photograph it. Physics explains it. And yet the description already existed, written long before anyone ever looked up and imagined leaving the atmosphere. Now consider the shape of the earth. For centuries, many cultures believed the earth was flat, ending at some distant edge. Sailors feared falling off the world. Maps reflected limited understanding. But more than 2,700 years ago, the prophet Isaiah described God as sitting above the circle of the earth. That word circle suggests curvature, a rounded form, something more than a flat plane. Today, no one seriously debates the shape of the earth. Images from space show a blue sphere hanging against the blackness of space. Air travel relies on a curved planet. Physics and geometry confirm it. But again, the question lingers. How did ancient writers, without satellites or telescopes, describe the earth in a way that aligns so closely with modern understanding? These were not scientists by today's standards. They were shepherds, prophets, and scribes. And yet their words continue to align with reality. Now move from the vastness of space to the intimacy of the human body. In the book of Leviticus, written around 3,500 years ago, we read a simple but profound statement. The life of a creature is in the blood. At the time, medical knowledge was dangerously flawed. Many believed disease was caused by evil spirits or imbalances in the body's fluids. One of the most popular treatments for nearly 2,000 years was bloodletting, the practice of removing blood to heal the sick. Countless people weakened or died because of it. Yet Scripture declared the opposite. Life is in the blood. Today, modern medicine confirms this truth beyond doubt. Blood carries oxygen to every cell. It transports nutrients, hormones, and immune defenses. It removes waste. Without blood circulation, organs fail and life ends within minutes. What ancient medicine misunderstood, Scripture stated clearly long before microscopes ever revealed red blood cells or oxygen molecules. Then there is the universe itself. For most of human history, people believed the cosmos was fixed, static, and eternal. The stars were thought to be permanently set in place. But the Bible repeatedly uses a striking phrase when describing creation. God stretches out the heavens. He spreads them out. This language appears again and again, including in the books of Isaiah and Jeremiah. In 1929, astronomer Edwin Hubble made a discovery that shocked the scientific world. The universe is expanding. Galaxies are moving away from each other. Space itself is stretching. What was once thought to be static is now known to be dynamic and constantly unfolding. The heavens are quite literally being stretched out. A concept written in Scripture long before telescopes ever measured redshift or calculated cosmic expansion. And then there is the water cycle, something we now teach to children in school. Water evaporates from the oceans, forms clouds, falls as rain, and returns through rivers and streams. But thousands of years ago, the book of Ecclesiastes described this same process. Rivers flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full because the water returns again. Without scientific terminology, without diagrams or equations, Scripture accurately described a system that sustains life on earth. All of this does not mean the Bible was written to explain science. Its purpose is far greater. It speaks to the heart, to morality, to purpose, to our relationship with God. But these passages reveal something important. The Bible speaks with a consistency that aligns with reality. Again and again, science is discovering what Scripture has already said. Maybe that is the point. Not that science proves God, but that truth is unified. If the same Creator designed the universe and inspired His Word, then creation and Scripture should not contradict each other. They should agree. And time and again they do. For some people, faith feels blind. It feels like believing without evidence. But when ancient words written in a pre-scientific world align with modern discovery, it reminds us that the Bible is not just ancient. It is timeless. Not just spiritual, but deeply connected to the reality we live in every day. And if Scripture can be trusted when it speaks about the universe, the earth, and the human body, maybe it can also be trusted when it speaks about your life. About hope when things feel dark. About purpose when you feel lost. About promises that still stand, even when circumstances change. So take a moment and reflect. Which of these discoveries surprised you the most? Do you believe science is catching up to what the Bible has been saying all along? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this message strengthened your faith or gave you something new to think about, don't forget to subscribe for more Bible-based truth and encouragement.